Hello, and welcome to Chucks and Chapstick. Whether it's your first time or you're returning, I ask that you do three things. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ooh, are these the resin jeans? No, jeans! Woohoo! Black jeans. I was thinking maybe they were the resin jeans, but these are just the regular black jeans. Ooh, a turtleneck, a foundation turtleneck. I guess I shouldn't be ripping these bags open. I have this already.
And that proves that you buy too many things.
Don't act like that. So now we have the marine Geneva dress. Oh, and they got cigarette pants. These were on my list, but in black. So they sent me the brown. Oh, I love their cigarette pants. I'm so excited for this. What is this? Oh boy. What is this? Okay. So these are some satin pants. They look like pajama pants to me, but they have a cargo pocket and yeah, we'll see. It's okay. It's all right. It's been 3 parts and I hope that you have enjoyed all 3 of the parts. I wanted to end this last portion by talking about a few things about the Universal Standard mystery box sale for 2020. First of all, it opened up for pre-sale on February the 12th and then opened up to the public on February the 13th. And if I'm not mistaken, it was supposed to be open for 10 days. They got such an overwhelming response to the mystery boxes that they ended up deciding about halfway through that they were going to cut the mystery box short. Part of that is because they did a pretty significant PR haul with a lot of influencers that led to a lot of issues as far as delivery was concerned. So for instance, I ordered my boxes on February 12th and they did not show up until March the 10th. So that was a long time to wait for the mystery boxes. And there are actually people who still don't have their boxes, even though they ordered February 12th, February 13th. So a month and a half almost without your boxes. That's pretty significant. So I had my own little mishap. If you follow the Universal Standard Buy Sell Trade Facebook board, what happened was that video footage at the beginning, that kind of intro, was literally me sitting in my living room waiting. And at one point, while I'm literally sitting in my living room waiting for delivery, I get a message that says, your package was delivered 6 minutes ago. And I'm like, I've been sitting in this living room for about an hour and a half. And so I walked outside, like maybe he walked up the other side of the house and I just didn't see him, not a single thing. So I contacted UPS and they're like, well, the driver's already gone, so there's nothing that we can do. So you'll just have to file a claim. And so I literally drove around my neighborhood like 3 or 4 times and eventually saw my box on somebody else's porch. It was 2 blocks away. I saw my box on somebody else's porch, and what was funny is that when I drove up and I saw the box, the lady was standing over like, what is that? Because it was just a big box. So I walked up to it. I'm like, it's mine. I promise it's mine. And she's like, I didn't want to move that big box anyway, honey. So I'm glad you're coming to get that. So it was kind of funny. Here's kind of where things unfortunately go even more downhill. So as you saw in the first video, there was a purchase price and then there was based off of what we're going to give you a value price. Together, the value of my boxes was supposed to be $2,075 or more. Even with the 3 additional items that I received, because I received 18 items, even with the 3 additional items that I received, my value was only $1,783. I am hoping that Universal Standard will rectify that. So I've reached out to them and they have really good customer service. Which brings me to the Luxe box. So the Luxe box was supposed to be the creme de la creme, the best of the best. And a lot of people feel like that they did not get best of the best items. So even if I take my 3 most expensive pieces, I got the Geneva, I got the Isabel, and I got the puffer coat. And those pieces are nice, but are they considered luxe when you think about things like a cashmere sweater or a velvet blazer or a leather jacket? All of those things were possibilities, and they went into some of the other boxes like the classics box or the, you know, surprise box. But in the Luxe box, most of us got puffer coats and a dress and some jeans or something like that. So when I think Luxe, I think high quality, I think high style. And I don't necessarily think that the items that were in a lot of people's Luxe boxes really met the expectation of high quality and high style. Mostly it just met the expectation of a dollar value. And if that's what it's gonna be called, just call it the most expensive box. Don't call it the Luxe box, because there is a connotation that is associated with luxe. Now, Universal Standards set the expectation that they were going to send out a survey, and they were going to be looking at your wish list, and they were going to be looking at your prior purchases, and they were really going to personally curate a box specifically for you. I think that had they not set that expectation, that people would not have been mad when they got things that were not necessarily their style. And I just think that that was a lofty expectation to set, and in many cases they failed. For instance, I got a duplicate item. If you were looking at my wish list and curating specifically for Osceola, you would have known that I already had purchased that. I actually had 2 duplicate items. You would have known that as a 5-foot person who always orders petite pants, the 34-inch inseam, not really for me. So I'm not mad about it, because these are human errors. It just wasn't well thought out. I think they overpromised and underdelivered, and that's a hard thing to do when you're messing with people's money, when you're asking for money in exchange for something else. Words mean things. So if you say it's valued over, that expectation is that it's going to be valued over. If you say we're going to personally curate and pay attention to everything, the expectation is that you're going to personally curate and pay attention to everything. And unfortunately, they fell a little short. Next year, I will probably do a mystery box again, but maybe just 1 or 2 instead of 5. First of all, I got too much Universal Standard shit in my closet anyway, so I need to fall back, like seriously. Now, do I think it's still worth the money? Absolutely. I loved most of my pieces. I was excited about most of my pieces. And then in a few situations, I was able to trade for other things that I also love. So the net result is that I still loved my box. Now, I have a suggestion for Universal Standard. Next year, about 2 months before you plan on doing the mystery box, go ahead and start picking stock and building boxes. And when you build the boxes, you will know I have a 100 tops box in size 16. I have a 150 tops box in size 18. I have 45 tops boxes in size 20. And so the boxes will already be pre-built based off of category. Even if you wanted to say, okay, athleisure, size 18, bold, size 20, or whatever the case may be, and just leave it at that. Don't set the expectation that somebody's going to personally curate it. Just say we have a box of 3 goodies. That way, 1, you can meet the expectation because you have a finite number of boxes, so you know exactly how many you can sell. 2, you don't have to worry about time frames and sending people their items because the boxes will already be built. They'll be ready to be shipped out. And 3, you don't set the expectation that somebody is going to be combing vigorously through your personal wish list and figuring out who you are as a person to build you a box. It's a mystery box, size 18. Take it or leave it. And believe me, once you set that expectation of what it actually is, people won't have high expectations, and when they get it, they won't be disappointed. Everything is a gamble. There is a reason why they're selling this stuff to you for what equates to almost an 80% discount in some situations. It's a gamble. So that's my personal take. Anyway, here's the thing. I still love Universal Standard. I still have a wish list that has about 18 things on it, and I will still purchase from them, and I still support them. And, you know, I actually found myself in several situations defending them because, you know, I'm like, this is a company that I enjoy and that I think speaks to me and speaks to my style and speaks to my aesthetic. So you just ain't gonna be out here talking shit about, you know, family. Like, I can talk trash about family, but you ain't gonna be the one talking trash about family. That being said, when it comes to family, you feel like you can be honest, brutally honest, because you want to see what's best for them. You want to see them grow and thrive and achieve. And so to me, silly as it may sound, because I am so loyal to Universal Standard, this message is just me giving a suggestion so that I can see you grow and thrive and be the best that you can be. So anyway, that was a long one, but it's over now, guys. If you have any comments, suggestions, or you just want to say hello, you know to do it below. But otherwise, I will see you next time.